Hey guys, I'm here again from sapphiregladecomics. Hope everyone's doing well this weekend. It's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, back to work for the majority of us. Uh, for today's video, we are just going to do the comic books that I bought and read last Thursday, um, just a few days ago. Trying to resume these weekly comic book review videos when I can. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Not a whole lot here. We have from Boom Studios House of Slaughter issue number 4. Basically, this just goes over Jace and Aaron's relationship as they work through some stuff, and also how Jace became part of House of Slaughter and what his goals were. So it was an interesting read. It's not as good as Something is Killing Children, but this is really just giving some background to the House of Slaughter, to Aaron, and some loose ends that are mentioned in Something is Killing the Children, which I think is going back at some point this year, either May or June, not sure. It was all right. Next up is the Invincible Red Sonja, issue number 7 from Dynamite Studios. Uh, Really fun read. I've actually been really enjoying this, so expect to see more Dynamite titles in my polls because they're really, really interesting, to be honest. So basically, this picks up right after the battle they had in issue 6, where Sonya was killed in a volcanic eruption, but due to her being immortal, thanks to a wizard's curse, she is able to survive, and we meet up with another character from Hell. Forgot their name, but the name starts with an S. So, and kind of teasing Sonya about power and how she could take away that power, etc., etc. And it was just a chess game, but turns out that person was lying to them, and Princess Arya and the prince, whose name I also forgot, um, are trying to find a new king, trying to get back to Zarya's kingdom after the fall of the Princess Kingdom. Um, this was a this was a good read. I really been enjoying this. Very interesting. All right. Next up, also from Dynamite Studios, is we have Hell Sonya issue 1. This is not a brand new comic. It just is something that I picked up because it was a light week. Um, this was a fun little read. It's like a Spawn title with various versions of Sonya. There's Hell Sonya, there's blue, yellow Sonya, and other colors of Sonya. Um, and they're trying to defeat this warlord down in Hell. And they use some of the power that Hell Sonya has given them to defeat this warlord, which is really quite cool, really quite a fun ride. Definitely a good read. So this is going on my poll list. Only one issue from Marvel this week. I picked up Mary Jane and Black Cat one shot from the Beyond Corporation. This just kind of goes over what Peter is doing and what Mary Jane and Black Cat are up to. However, when Black Cat comes to visit Peter in the hospital, she finds Mary Jane held at gunpoint, and it turns out to be a villain called the Hood. So they make a deal, and Black Cat's like, "Well, I need Red to join me for this. She's part of the crew." And so the Hood gives them, it's like, "All right, you have till sun up to find my Hood." So they jump between the criminal underworld, facing down a bunch of warlords until they come to a little demonic bag, which has the Hood in it. and they give that hood to the Red Hood, and then they give it to, and then the hood just kind of gets eaten. And Peter wakes up briefly, and it's like, oh, this must be a dream. And then Black Cat and Mary Jane have a moment talking about their love of Peter Parker. So this was actually a pretty good read, and this is a J. Scott Campbell cover, so it's a nice collectible cover. All right, on to my DC books. First, we have Batman Catwoman Special. This just kind of goes through Selena Kyle's early life in this universe. How she was found as a baby in a trash compactor, or I'm sorry, a trash bin outside. How she was taken in by a very strict orphanage house, and uh, it was an interesting read because it goes through various phases from Selena as a kid, Selena as a young Catwoman, to Selena and Bat through their early relationships, through their marriage, through them having Helena, through Bruce Wayne passing away, and then uh, ultimately Selena Kyle gets gunned down in the alley. It was a pretty it was an interesting read. Not sure what was completely about, but it's mostly just something focused on Selena Kyle and Christmas. So it was interesting. And then there's a bunch of like excerpts from Jean Paul Leon, who is a popular artist writer from DC who I believe passed away. And there's a bunch of dedications in the back of this book for that person. All right, next comes up is Wonder Girl issue number 7. This is the last issue because it got canceled by DC. Basically, this is just the conclusion of the battle between Yara Flor and Mount Olympus, and uh, she she and her Amazon sisters battle it out. Ultimately, they do win, and I'm actually really sad to see this book go because it was a really good read. I really enjoyed the character that Yara Flor was being developed as, but as with all things, sometimes things just get canceled. But looks like Yara Flor will be returning in the Trials of the Amazons Wonder Girl number 1. So maybe this 7 issues was just to get us introduced to Yara Flor, to explain the origin story, to explain some background, and there's going to be a bit of a longer uh, Wonder Girl run within the Wonder Woman series. So we'll see. It was a good read. All right, we got Batman Detective Comics issue 1050. I forgot what this was about, but it goes. We're still in Arkham Tower, talking about Huntress and how she's kind of struggling with seeing these visions ever since Vile infected her. And we also learn that there's definitely something even more shady going on than what meets the eye. Is Dr. Ware and his team are waiting for a big check to be signed by Mayor Nakano, and it looks like they're just going to get up out of there once they get that check. And one of the inmates actually kills an orderly, but then calms down. And we learn that it's actually a Psycho Pirate that is keeping true order in Arkham Tower. So we will see how this plays out. This has been a good series. Tamaki is writing a really good Batman story, so really looking forward to where this goes. All right, and for pick of the week, it will go to Robin issue number 10. Basically, this basically at the end of last issue, Robin was transported all the way back to the early days of the League of Lazarus and League of Shadows and League of Assassins, and It was a pretty good read. Great explanation of from his great grandmother about how things were, how the Lazarus Pits came to be, how Ra's al Ghul came to be, and how she worships the demon, vehemently worships the demon, and is trying to spread the demon's knowledge all around to rewrite the world, which is unfortunately the continuous trend with all these Lazarus stories, where it's either Ra's al Ghul trying to burn the world and rebuild it, or someone else trying to burn the world and rebuild it. But I found it to be very enjoyable, fantastic read, and I'm looking forward to where Robin goes. This is actually one of the better Batman books out right now. So, great read, pick of the week. So that is everything, guys. Not a lot of comics this week. Probably won't be a new comic book day review video next week, but the week after maybe, because I just moved and moving is expensive because you gotta pay a lot of fees. So thank you all for watching. Leave a comment down below. What did you read this past week? What are you gonna read next week? I'd like to know. And check out the links down below, which helps support the channel in different ways. Subscribe to see more content from me. Leave a like to help the videos life in the YouTube pool. And yeah, that's everything, guys. Y'all have a good Sunday, and I will chat with you all later. Bye bye.